Pi network listing on Binance? Here's what could happen.
CZ Binance listing tips. The number one thing we look for is number of users. So if a project or if something have a large number of users, it has value. So that's utility value. So if a project has millions of users, every exchange is going to want to list it because we want that liquidity. We want those users.
Imagine waking up to the news that Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange, just listed Pi Network's Pi token. What happens next? Let's start with the most obvious outcome, a potential price explosion. Binance is the largest crypto exchange in the world with millions of active users. If Pi gets listed, it would instantly gain massive visibility. Think about it. Millions of traders, from beginners to seasoned investors, would suddenly have access to Pi. This could create a huge wave of demand, especially if FOMO, fear of missing out, kicks in. We've seen this happen before with other cryptocurrencies. When a coin gets listed on a major exchange like Binance, it often experiences a significant price surge in the short term. For Pi, this could mean a dramatic increase in value almost overnight. But here's the thing. While a price surge is exciting, it's important to remember that it might not last forever. The initial hype could lead to a lot of volatility, with prices swinging up and down as traders react to the news. So, while a Binance listing could be a huge win for Pi Network, it's just the beginning of the story. Now, let's talk about the early adopters, the people who've been mining Pi for years. For many of them, a Binance listing would be a dream come true. Finally, they'd have the opportunity to trade their Pi tokens on a major exchange. But this also creates a dilemma. Should they sell or hold? On one hand, selling could allow early miners to cash in on their efforts and take profits. After all, they've been waiting for this moment for a long time. But on the other hand, holding could mean even bigger gains if the price continues to rise. This creates an interesting dynamic. If a large number of early holders decide to sell, it could put downward pressure on the price, at least temporarily. But if new buyers step in and absorb that selling pressure, the price could continue to climb. It's a classic case of supply and demand. The key question is, how many early holders will sell, and how many new buyers will enter the market? The answer to that question could determine whether Pi experiences a short-term dip or continues its upward trajectory. A Binance listing would be a massive milestone for Pi Network, but it's important to look beyond the initial hype. The real question is, can Pi sustain its value in the long term? For any cryptocurrency, long-term success depends on real-world adoption. In other words, it's not enough for people to just buy and sell Pi. It needs to be used in the real world. This is where Pi Network's vision comes into play. The goal isn't just to create a speculative asset, it's to build a cryptocurrency that people can actually use in their everyday lives. Imagine a future where businesses accept Pi as payment, where developers build apps and services on the Pi Network platform, and where Pi becomes a key part of the global economy. That's the kind of adoption that could give Pi Network real staying power. But let's be honest, getting there won't be easy. It's going to take a lot of work, not just from the Pi Network team, but from the entire community. Developers need to build useful applications, businesses need to accept Pi, and users need to see real value in using it. So, while a Binance listing would be a huge step forward, it's just one piece of the puzzle. The real test will be whether Pi Network can achieve widespread adoption and become more than just a speculative asset. Let's break it down into two timelines, short-term and long-term. Short-term. If Pi gets listed on Binance, we can expect a major price surge followed by high volatility. The initial hype will likely drive prices up, but we could also see some sharp swings as traders react to the news. Long-term. The true value of Pi will depend on adoption, utility, and the balance between supply and demand. If Pi Network can achieve real-world adoption and build a strong ecosystem, it could become a major player in the crypto space. But if it fails to deliver on its promises, the initial hype could fizzle out. So what does this mean for you? If you're an early holder, you'll need to decide whether to sell, hold, or even buy more. If you're new to Pi Network, you'll need to do your research and decide whether it's a project worth investing in. The bottom line is this: a Binance listing would be a huge win for Pi Network, but it's just the beginning. The real story will unfold over the coming months and years as we see whether Pi Network can live up to its potential. What's your move if Pi gets listed? Sell, hold, or buy more? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more crypto updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.